Happy Winter Een Mas. Let's get talking about adventure games. Hey all, and welcome to the first day of Winter Een Mas. Today we are talking about adventure games. I've got a couple of special guests with me, so why don't we hop over and find out what Chronik Spartan's favourite adventure game is.
Hey Nate, thanks for having me on. Now, if I'm going to pick an adventure game, it's got to be Metal Gear Solid 1. The story for me goes back to, I first got my PlayStation 1 and my mum had a friend at work who had a load of PlayStation games and was being really kind enough to lend them to me. And one of the games was Metal Gear Solid. Now when I first saw it, I didn't really think much of it because I just thought it was a mech game, to be honest. But anyway, one of my mates came over and he saw it and he was like, oh, Metal Gear Solid, it's meant to be amazing. So I kind of reluctantly put it into the PlayStation, thought, oh, I'll give it a little bit of a go, let's see what everyone's talking about. And before I knew it, I was just absolutely hooked. I'd never experienced a story like that in a video game before. I'd never experienced gripping gameplay as well. The whole idea of a stealth kind of game to me was just completely new and amazing. And from that point on, stealth games and story-based games have just become my absolute favourite type of game, and it's all down to Metal Gear Solid 1. Hideo Kojima with that game just pulled off so many amazing feats of just artistic ingenuity and just like really incredible gameplay ideas. You managed to weave a story that's just layers upon layers of plot, and depending on how you want to perceive it or how you want to enter the story, you can just kind of enjoy the top level of it, or you can really dig deeper and get down to those deep levels of Metal Gear Solid lore. It's like one of those Russian dolls that just every time you look to the next level there's something to be seen there. And it's all supported by the amazing gameplay, with the fourth wall kind of breaking techniques and hiding like the codec codes on the back of the CD case, and having amazing boss fights like the Psycho Mantis where you've actually got to interact in the real world with your console to actually defeat that boss. For me personally, in my gaming life, that has just been the pinnacle in terms of a game that's just impacted me on so many levels, and one that's just completely stayed with me forever. So absolutely, if I'm picking an adventure game, it's always going to be Metal Gear Solid 1.
Thank you for that, Chronik. Metal Gear Solid 1 was such a fabulous game. I'm gonna have to be honest, I played the demo, I got the game, I started playing the game, but I never completed Metal Gear Solid 1. This is on my list of to finish games in my retro series, which what we're going to be doing come later on in the year when we get up on Twitch streaming, or maybe Mixer, maybe Facebook even. I haven't really decided where we're going to stream properly, but we're going to be dedicating one stream a month to completing retro games. So we'll pick a game and then throughout we'll work on that and get that complete. The other 3 days each month, 2 of them will be first party or third party Nintendo games, and then the last one will be an indie title. For the first 15 minutes of all of these we'll be playing Smash, so you can come and join and play Smash. Anyway, enough plugging for myself. Go check out Chronik. There's going to be a link above to one of his videos. Be a random pick, one of the ones I like. Go check that out after this video. Links are going to be in the details below. Chronik is a great guy. Now let's go and check in with Sega Head on their adventure game.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, it is me, Sega Head, with my bitching Master System hat. Yes, I know you're jealous, you want to buy one. Also, you want to buy a Master System. If you don't have a Master System, slap yourself, go out and get one. I think I've already said that in a recent video. Anyway, I have been asked to give my favourite games of the list of genres that I have written here, because otherwise I will forget and miss one because I suck. Anyway, the first one being adventure. Adventure. It's a very loose genre that can mean fucking anything, couldn't it? Soul Reaver. I'm saying that 'cause that's my favourite game of all time, and I think I would call it an adventure game? 3D platformer if I wanted to get technical, but fuck it. Soul Reaver for that one. If you're wondering why I've picked Soul Reaver, if you're wondering why Soul Reaver's my favourite game, it's because it's fucking awesome. I don't need a better description. It's just that good.
Oh, what a great choice there, Sega Head. Soul Reaver was a brilliant game. I'm going to be honest here, I didn't really touch on Soul Reaver properly. However, I did play some of the later games in the series, and yeah, what a fabulous adventure game. The combat in those games were always brilliant as well. So hands down, I think this is a brilliant choice. Everybody, please go and check out Sega Head's channel. Check out some of the videos, give them some likes, some comments, get involved. And if you like what he's pumping out, make sure you hit the subscribe bell, the subscribe button, and the notification bell, because you're going to want to keep up to date with him. Let's go and check in with the Button Bashers on what their favourite adventure game is.
Hello, thank you Nate for having us on the channel. I'm Jamie, one half of the Button Bashers, the better half. You've asked us to go over certain genres of games and tell us our best games from each genre. So I think the first one is adventure, and my favourite adventure game of all time. It's quite a broad range of games, adventure. But for me, it's got to be Monkey Island, the first Monkey Island game. So you play as a pirate, or a wannabe pirate at this point, Guybrush Threepwood. He basically goes onto Melee Island, and he's trying to become a pirate, an almighty pirate. But he's a bit of a letdown, to be honest with you. He's a bit of a how do we describe him? He's a bit of a gonk. Is how I would describe him. So basically there's 3 trials that he's got to do to prove that he's a pirate, and one of these is sword fighting, but it's not like your normal sword fighting. Basically they go back and forward with insults, so you have to choose the insults, and you've got to out-insult the other sword fighter. So it's good in that respect. Really, it's a really comical, is that a word? It's a really comedic, that's what I was looking for. It's a really comedic game, so there's a lot of humour, a lot of fun in there. Really good game. You've got to try and defeat LeChuck, the ghost pirate, and try and win Elaine's heart. Basically, you're just trying to get the girl, become a pirate, as you do. Dan's not here to say poo pirate, so that isn't going to be in this little bit. As you can see from the gameplay footage as well, I've got behind me. Really old school game, MS-DOS. It was released in 1990, but for me, I grew up on this, and it's always had a place in my heart. So my favourite adventure game is Monkey Island.
Thank you, Jamie. God, Monkey Island is such a great game, and I am surprised that you're the only one so far to have mentioned it. The point and click adventuring around, it really just draws you in. The story that's sitting there, essentially it's the first proper visual translation of those old text-based adventure games, and it was done so well. The story was brilliant. The amount of spin-offs that came out of it, the sequels, yeah, it's a great franchise. Thank you for choosing that. And everybody watching, go check out the Button Bashers. Their top 5s are wonderful. Their reviews, their top 5s are wonderful. The reviews on the channel are great. They've got a couple of other interesting videos, such as Beat the Bashers, which is it's only had the 1 video so far, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But it's going to be a great series. I can't wait to see what else they do throughout this year. So thank you for coming on the channel, and yeah, please go check them out. Interact with them in the comments. They're always there to respond. And let's go and check on Frosty.
Hiya geeks, thanks for inviting me to this collab. Okay, so the favorite games in my opinion would be for adventure. I hands down go for either Yooka-Laylee or Hat in Time. The graphics is just colorful, the map design is absolutely stunning, and the characters are too adorable. So there's a couple of things to admire about those two. So definitely out of my favorites is definitely between Yooka-Laylee and Hat in Time.
Oh, thank you, Frosty, for that with Yooka-Laylee. That was a great game last year coming out on the Switch, and then Impossible Layer following it up. I've happily been playing both those. We're going to get some Impossible Layer videos up on the channel. So for me, what I'm going to be doing for this series of 7 videos is my choice is going to be indie games, because if I left it wide open to any game, retro, modern, Switch, I'd be unable to pick. So to be more precise, it's indie games that I've played on the Switch. So we're going to really narrow it in, just to make my life easier. So my pick for an adventure would have to be Celeste. So Celeste is an action platformer adventure, and it's just one of the most beautiful stories. The graphics are amazing, and the skill rating as you build up through the level is just something of it's just beautiful. It gets really challenging quite quickly, but it does teach you all the mechanics that you need. So nobody can or will be left behind with the game, even though the skills really build up. Instead, what you get though is the speedrunning aspect to it. We are going to put up some speedruns. We are going to review Celeste properly. But yeah, Celeste for me is my favourite adventure indie game on the Switch. So that wraps up the first episode of our Winter Een Mas special on the Switch. We have little Nico here helping us close out. Tomorrow we will be talking about shooters, so I'm really interested to see what everybody has to say about those and what their favourites are. So get over to their channels, hit subscribe on their channels, check out some of their videos, comment on this one, hit the like button on this one, make sure you subscribe to our channel, and hit that alert bell if you want to see more of the kittens as they are going to grow up across the year and keep appearing in the channel because they just like to have cuddles. It's great. So thank you all for watching, and until next time, keep it geeky.
Keep